Greetings.
Hi, how are
I'm
you?
listening.
Great to meet you.
I've been expecting you.
For the good
You've
of
come
all.
get the voodoo.
Hey there.
And you are?
Light be with you.
Great to
You come to consult the spirits?
Welcome to Orgrimmar. Have you come to serve the Horde?
Sail here, me buy and trade. What?
Sail here, me buy and trade. What?
Hello and welcome to Ctrl Alt WoW, the podcast for those of us who love World of Warcraft and love making many alts and love playing many games, including virtual reality. Today is Sunday, September 25th, 2022, and this is episode 764 entitled, Thank You, Louise Fletcher. I'm Aprillian, your host, and with me is my awesome co-host, Constrax. How are you, Constrax?
I'm feeling overwhelmingly tired. I stayed up too late and I did 7 LFRs yesterday.
7? Wow.
Which is no reasonable person would do more than 3. But,
I bet.
I'm trying to do 16 before reset on Tuesday. Because I want my coins for the weapon in the offhand. How about yourself, Billy?
I'm doing great. I have been getting a lot of sleep. I mean, I love taking naps now. You know, there was a time when I didn't have time to take naps. And I start to realize that since I'm retired, I can go to sleep anytime I want to. I can get up anytime. The other day I went to bed at midnight and I was tossing and turning. I usually keep Perry Mason on to drown out the tinnitus in my ear. And 2:00 I hadn't fallen asleep. I do Perry Mason because I know them all, so they won't take my attention.
Right.
So I said, God, I can't sleep. I really want to play Population 1. And I got up at 2:00 and played till 4. And then when I went to bed, I was tired enough to fall asleep. So,
nice.
Yeah. So napping. Yeah. Woo. I want to talk about, before we go any further, I want to talk about the title of the show. And it's Thank You, Louise Fletcher. And most people, it's an actress that passed away yesterday. Most people know her. Her most famous role was Nurse Ratched on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She got an Emmy for that, an Oscar for that. Maybe an Emmy. Yeah. Oscar for that. But I know her as Kai Wynn from Deep Space Nine. And
oh yeah, she was good.
She was powerful, and she was devious, and she was determined. When she was so mad that the prophets chose Cisco to talk to instead of her.
But in the end, she redeems herself.
She does.
She doesn't go down in a blaze of glory.
Right. But here's the crazy thing, and this brings it back to Perry Mason. She did 2 episodes of Perry Mason. Now, imagine this was in the 50s. So she was young. And, we all know the way I am. I actually had a crush on her on Deep Space Nine. And when I saw her in Perry Mason, she was hot. She was amazingly hot. I mean, we all have our heyday. And it's just funny when you are exposed to someone at one period of their lives and then you get introduced to the other period. I mean, even like and ironically, Jessica Fletcher, Angela Lansbury, she was hot when she was young. Betty White. Betty White was a fox.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, Louise Fletcher passed away, and I just want to say thank you for bringing me entertainment and being such a positive female role model in Kaiwin.
When we have people like that are so iconic that leave us, we're just so struck. We don't know what to say. Like it's like they've been with us so long, like all our lives,
part of our
and
lives.
then they're not there anymore.
Well, and the other thing that's happening right now because of my age is that the people that I looked at as I was growing older have now gotten old. And I remember very clearly seeing the previous generation, my mom's generation or whatever, going through the same thing. Elizabeth Taylor, Frank Sinatra, Rock Hudson. When those people passed, that was that group. And now, I mean, even one day Eminem will be old. And we'll be thinking about him back when he was a young rapper. Well, whatever he is that he does. Oh, why am I in Ouroboros? Okay. I just logged in and I'm somewhere where I didn't expect to be. Anyways, so that's what I titled this week because I wanted to honor her. I think that when someone passes, we lose a little piece of them, but they will always be here. And, fortunately, she will always be on film. In fact, right now I am rewatching her first episode appearance on Deep Space Nine, and I forgot how good that show was. That's my favorite. That's my two favorite Star Treks. And what's going on in WoW this week? Oh, we did mention, and speaking of which, and I'm really sad that he's not here because he would understand. We just want to give a shout out to Grand Nagus. He's got to take a break. He'll be back, but right now we are going to be Grand Nagus-less for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And we will miss him and can't wait for him to come back.
Right. He's like a walking encyclopedia, that guy.
I know,
He's so knowledgeable.
He is. And details that I would never see or understand.
I had to ask him advice on selling my house a few years back because I was in a predicament, and he was very astute and knowledgeable about real estate and the things the state of things. Once you get old or you can't take care of the house no more, you just let it go. You go into an apartment. And,
yes.
He helped me transition to that part.
It's one thing that has always stopped me from buying a house. One of my neighbors who has a townhouse across the way from here has to go into a assisted living, and he's putting out a lot of his belongings out on the sidewalk, and it's so sad. Well, he's giving it away because he doesn't want to throw it away. I mean, and it's amazing because it's like all the stuff in his pantry. There's like canned goods and stuff because you can't take that with you. So yeah,
That's right.
I understand people wanting to have a house, but for me, a house is just too much trouble. Anyways, what's going on this week?
I've just compiled the show notes a few minutes ago. It looks like the micro holiday that's going on this week is Brewfest. So if you want your riding ram or your Brewfest Kodo, you can go and do corn dire brew, and you get loot in there. Dagger 236 eye level, I think, or chromium trinket, or there's Tanker to Terror. Tanker to Terror you can put on the auction house.
Or
It's
Wapple
finally equipped. No upward thinker yet. But I haven't been doing it too much this week because I was too busy with LFR.
I'm very
Actually-
sad about Brewfest because Brewfest used to be the jam. I just remember finally getting the hang of, trotting and then going a little bit faster and then hitting the apple baskets as you went around. If you hit them a certain way, you would be cool. And also all the little points throughout Orgrimmar and stuff. Yeah. And yeah.
Having to bark in the Iron Forge for people to come and get their stuff.
The good old days.
Yes. I was going to say the Sanctum of Domination will thankfully end on Tuesday. I have to reset because right now I've done it on 2 rogues, a DK, and a what's the other class I'm doing it on? 2 rogues, a DK, and a druid. So I'm running it, and basically the loot drops. The loot doesn't drop. It doesn't matter. I'm collecting cosmic essence to upgrade my conduits to 278 after I get 10k cosmic flux.
Are you doing your week in WoW?
Oh yeah, sorry.
We're doing what's going on in WoW.
I know. I'm getting all excited. See, that's what happens when I get tired.
So we got
I lose track.
Time
Fated Raid, Sanctum of Domination ends on Tuesday. Fated, the PvP Brawl Earthly Blizzard ends on Tuesday. The Battleground bonus event ends on Tuesday. Beginning Tuesday, we have Sepulchre of the first one's beginning. We have PvP Brawl Gravity Lapse, and we also get the Time Walking Dungeon event beginning, the Wrath of the Lich King.
Excellent. All right. So, well, why don't we get into your week then?
All right. Sounds good.
I've had a fantastic weekend. Wow. It's very comforting. Those battlegrounds where you're not necessarily putting out more damage, but you feel like you're contributing more by pushing all the buttons all at once. Bad boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Constructs, how's your week in WoW been?
My week in WoW has been epic. I've been collecting lots of loot. I've been collecting memories. I've been going to the Rune Carver. I don't have my legendary upgraded yet, but I'm getting there. I did a couple runs at Torghast. I did stay up all night for like 2 or 3 nights this week because my friend was on. And when my friend's on, I lose all track of time. I get all excited. And it's like being in combat. You're no longer tired. You got lots of energy. I would compare it probably to being on coke for a few hours because you're all excited. It's like
exactly.
The adrenaline and the endorphins is hitting all the right spots. So I was just mashing buttons and we were doing world quests, and then he paused for a second, and I got a word in edgewise because his microphone was working. So I said, let's go to Ouroboros on one of your alts. He goes, I just want to get anima. I go, I understand. I understand there's things you want to do, but let's go to Ouroboros for a few minutes on one of your alts, and I'll show you something. So he finally begrudgingly agreed. And I was going to summon him because he was making me wait like 10 minutes to go down to the flight master. So he finally showed up, and I had him buy the item to get to Renown 60. And he goes, it says I can't use it. I go, what? What'd you do? He goes, I don't know. It says I don't have a covenant picked. I go, oh, you're in the questing experience. You don't get to pick a covenant until you finish all the quests in 9.0. I go, it'd be good if you could end that and switch to Threads of Fate. He goes, I read something about that. He disappears. He goes to the back of the inn, and there's a guy standing there, the purpose guys, like the little angel things that have the transparent glowing hearts. And he goes to him, and he goes, switch to Threads of Fate. He goes, it says I can't cancel it. That's right. You want to take that and not cancel it. So he takes it, and then he picks the Kyrian Covenant, and then he right-clicks his item, and boom, renown 60. He gets a mount. He gets bonus experience for his mission table. He gets 1,000 anima that he can mail to a different character. And he gets onto the quest line. He can still do the quest line. It's optional. But you don't have to finish all the content once you have a character at renown 80. You can skip to renown 60 on all your other characters by switching to Threads of Fate. You don't have to repeat the questing experience. You can just do world quests. And if you want to do the questing experience, it's still there, but you're not locked into it. You can pick up or drop quests as you want. So he was very happy, and I'm working slowly on him. I don't want to scare the fish away.
Right.
So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Ironforge or Undercity and buy some heirlooms. But that's like 85,000 gold that's going to disappear out of my account to go onto his to upgrade the heirlooms. So I only want to do it for one armor type. If he wants to do it for the other armor types, he can, but it's going to cost him a token because I'm not forking out 300K for him to have all 4 armor types and all the different weapons. The weapons are very expensive to upgrade. It's like 7,500 gold to upgrade the final weapon to 59. And it doesn't scale past 59. Once you get to 59, it's locked in there. So you have to throw it away and get like a proper weapon if you want to continue at max level. So anyway, we're playing for hours and hours and hours and hours, and he says, I have to go to bed. He goes, I'm driving to my dad's in a few hours, and it's an hour drive. Oh, you got to go, you got to go. So he clocked out, and then I saw that there's 2 world quests up for rare battle stones. So I got that pet up to rare for you, Brilliant. I'll mail it to me. Okay. The Leafador, I finally got to upgrade it. The quest wasn't up for like a week and a half, but it popped up last night. So I did it like 50 times or something like that. I upgraded a whole bunch of pets to rare. I set all my level 1s to the leveling queue on rematch. Like rematch pet battle has a leveling queue. You can organize your pets, which one you want to level next.
Yes. So
I put in my 2 accounts. I put in like 60 pets. And when I get the pets to 23, I start doing micro air defense force in Bastion. And that gets them an extra 2 levels. If I get a battle stone for 10,000 XP, the one of fell touch battle stones, that levels a pet from level 20 to 25. So I make sure I level a blue pet.
Right, because if it's not blue, it's poo.
It's poo. That's right.
According to Jeppy.
Jeppy. And my friend said he's going to give me an indigo pet to sell on the auction house. So I'm really excited because that means another 600K in our pocket. He said he'd split the profit with me. So I'm like, yay. Another thing done in the game. I think I'm going to sell it on Earthen Ring. We'll see how much it fetches. If it fetches a little less than 600K, I'll give him the difference because I want to get gold on Earthen Ring to buy Lita amount. And I think I crossed the line somewhere along the way because I rocked up to another player and I went to trade them something to give them a pet. And it said, the caption that said, this player is ignoring you. So I've pissed them off. I've whispered too much to them or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what I've done, but like basically I've mailed them the pet in the mail. And it's scary when you mail it in the mail because then they can file for harassment.
Oh.
There's a button there to report a player for cheating or harassment or whatever.
Yeah, but
and if a community manager at Blizzard gets my name across their desk, I hope they don't kick me off the game because I really want to play. Like, I don't mind deleting that person out of my friends list. You know, like, they don't like me. They don't want to like me. They don't want to play because I'm competing with them on the auction house, whatever. I get it. You know, not everybody has to be friends in the game. You know, I said play nice in the sandbox, but some people want to play the game their way. They don't want help. They want to do
or maybe
things
they
by
were
themselves.
confused. Some people don't understand generosity. They think it's a scam, unfortunately.
Or it's a character flaw or something. I don't. My dad says, I'm too generous, so I'll get the best of me, and people are going to abuse. But I don't know. That's the way I've been since I was a kid. So it's hard to change once you're an adult.
Yeah, just don't take it personally when people react that way. You're a good person. You know it.
I try to be nice to everyone. I got a couple upgrades in LFR. I got a couple trinkets. One of my friends, he got a really good trinket. He plays a tank, and the trinket heals him every time he hits an enemy player. So he does these big pulls with like 10 adds, and he gets healed to full every time he's pulling. So it's like really, really good. It's like, plus he's got plate. He wears plate. He's a paladin, so it dampens his damage. It's 50% melee damage, so it's really good. I've come to the conclusion that Outlaw Rogue is just not a viable spec for me. I take too much damage. I don't have enough self heals. My Covenant bonus is not good, and my Legendary doesn't provide enough bursts. So I don't know. Might end up switching main, or switching to a different spec, Assassination or something, because I'm not enjoying playing my Rogue. It's been 17 patches since Cataclysm, and every patch they nerf rogues. So it's a balancing thing, like priests don't like to get killed by rogues. Well, guess what? I don't like to get killed by demon hunters. So it's like when I do world quests, I got war mode on. Every demon hunter I come across, 2-shots me. So they're supposed to be hunting demons, not humans. I take offense to that. That's why I refuse to play my demon hunters most days, is because I think that the hero class they put in Legion is too powerful. And I'm sure once the Drakthir come out in Dragonflight, they'll be overtuned to the max, so they sell lots of copies, so everyone rolls one. I'll be against that class because it's a hero class. When I first rolled my Death Knight, my Gnome Death Knight, it was OP. You just couldn't die. You had so much self-heal from Death Strike and whatnot. Like, you went to PvP and you were ruling the battlefield. It was great. Now I found out that in Shadowlands, Death Knights have 2 charges to their death grip, 3 seconds apart.
Oh.
So when you get pulled to the front and you get slaughtered in like 1 second,
right,
the Death Knight can pull another player to the front in 3 seconds later. That's why when I do the big BGs, we just keep dying to Death Knights. It's like they have the Legendary and they have 2 charges on their death grip. Like, okay, that's really OP. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. You're saying Outlaw is really good in Mythic Plus, but it's not good in PvP and World Content. No, I just keep dying to elites. I don't have enough self heals, and my 2 best stats are haste and versatility. And honestly, the word versatility makes me want to puke, because you get a little bit more healing, a little bit less damage taken, and you can stack 1 million versatility, and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't help you kill anything. It's horrible. I go on my Death Knight, who has less gear, less armor, less eye level, less everything, and I take on the same mob as my Rogue, and he solos it, no problem. It's really, really frustrating to see that I've invested all this time gearing the Rogue, and I still can't do world content by myself. If my friend is there, my paladin friend, he holds threat. I stand behind the target. I do 150% more damage. I can do Cloak of Shadows. I have all this utility, all these things I can bring to the table, but I just can't hold aggro. I'm one or two shot from everything. Like in LFR, it's not unusual for me to drop to 10% health with one hit. The leather armor is just crap. And the demon hunters won't trade their loot because they want to up their gear. The druids won't trade their loot because they want to up their DPS or their whatever. So, and the monks won't trade you their gear because they want to up their healing. So it's kind of a wants versus needs kind of world, and everything my rogue wants is just a little bit too far out of my reach. I have a legendary that Grand Nagus had to explain to me how to use to get it. I got it. I equipped it. I upgraded it. And I haven't touched it in 6 months because it's too much work to level that thing up. When my friend got back to the game 4 weeks ago, we started doing Torghast. And in Torghast, I could get the stuff I need to upgrade the legendary to 291, which is great. I'll be able to put out more damage then. But that means I have to run Torghast about 15 times, 12 to 15 times. I couldn't do it by myself. I just kept dying to the boss after an hour in there. But when I do it with my friend, we're in there for 15 minutes. It's like in and out, bam, bam, bam. Everything dies. I do my Blade Flurry, but I need a tank. If I don't have a tank, I'm not playing the rogue. It's sad. It's sad. It sucks for me because I'm not able to solo any content, not to a great degree. So I'm hoping Blizzard finds some love for rogues, but I think they've been hated since vanilla. So I don't see much hope in the near future. Maybe it'll come back around in Dragonflight. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a rogue legendary in there, a dagger or something that'll make me switch to assassination or subtlety. I have crafted 25 vials of the sand this week.
How many?
I've sold 25. I've sold 15 or 16 of them. I've donated 7. Wow. And I sent you 3.
Yes, I got those. And actually, the one I had up didn't sell. So.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But I noticed the other players match your price of $85K. So that's good. Keep listing at that price. If they price match you, they don't undercut you, then they're okay with you selling at that price, and they don't want to drop the price too much. I list mine at 115K because I don't really need a lot of gold on that server. And if you keep sending me the tip there, that's good because then I can send you more vials.
Right.
The idea is if you're a sell, you can relist without having to go make another one right away.
Right, exactly. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
like I said, I sold 15 or so this week, and they only sold for like 41K. They sold for almost nothing because there's somebody aggressively undercutting me. So we're in a tug of war for who's going to corner the market. But he has 21 vials up. So I've got my work cut out. I bark in trade, and I bark for 39K because I take out the auction house cut. People get a little bit of a better price. And people still try to haggle me down to 35K. I don't know what the problem is. I think they don't really want them out, or they're trade trolls. Right. So I don't feed the trolls. I stomp on the trolls. I wanted to talk about one of my interactions in the game that didn't go so well. The guy I'm in the tug of war with for the auction house, he wrote me an email saying for me to back off. And, normally I would do like Jeppy, I would just delete the email and play on. But that really affected me to have somebody
take the time to do something like that. That's just petty.
tell me to list at higher price so they can undercut me and still get their share of profit. So basically, I went into a 2-month depression with borderline suicidal for that email. That one action in the game that one action in the game, because it robbed me of my joy of of giving stuff away. So it sucked everything out of me. I didn't sell a vial for 3 months on that server, and now that I'm back with my friends playing, I don't care anymore about that email. It's gone. It's forgotten. I sleep well at night. I'm happy. I have lots of energy, and I don't bring it up because I want to be vindictive to that player. I respect that the other player's trying to do something, or he's trying to get to gold cap or whatever. I just want to be allowed to play the game how I see fit.
Exactly.
So that if I want to make a gift, like a new player in the game, I want to mail them a vial of the sands just for joining the guild. Bam. And the people who don't want to pay my price, you don't need that amount.
No.
You can go to the vendor, pay 100 gold for a flying snake or a flying dragon or a griffin or whatever. Go pay your 100 gold. Don't bother me with Vial of Sands. When I bought Vial of Sands, I sold everything I owned to buy that mount. I went broke, completely broke, so I would have that mount and I could give people a ride. And then at some point I considered, because mounts were an account wide, I considered learning a second one on my Alchemist so I could have 2 of them. But the day before I went to do that, they make mounts account wide. So, yeah. 35,000 gold saved there.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, my GM's wife is saying they'll duel the AH guide for me. I don't take it up with him. Don't stoop to his level.
Right.
Just learn from my mistakes that it's only a game and you should treat it so. I have lots of fun in the game, and my GM showed me stuff. He took me to Torghast and he showed me how to do the run in 15 minutes. So I'm very, very grateful to him that he took the time to show me, because then I took the time to show my other paladin friend how to do it. So we could just blitz through that, get our soul cinders, so we can upgrade our legendary, so we can do more stuff together. And I told my friend, if he gets to the end of Zareth Mortis quest line, he gets a second legendary. So you know what? I know he's going to take my rogue on more runs at Torghast. I don't have to work at it. See, that's why you spoon feed them the stuff.
Right, because it comes back to you.
Yes, you make tenfold back what you invest in other people, I think.
Yes, definitely.
I'm very very grateful. I'm hoping to do a hive mind mount run with some people from my guild.
Oh my god!
Because they don't have that mount. So I said you have to be 5-man. I'm not multi-boxing it because I don't have the max level characters to do it. So.
And that was very hard to do multi-box.
Wasn't too bad.
Well, I did it multi-boxing too, but
yeah. Back then we had we could use the add-on called what's it called?
I didn't use any add-on.
Keyclone.
Yeah.
Keyclone. I used Keyclone back then, and it made my life such easier because I would push one button. My other characters would automatically follow and blah, blah, blah. It was like super fast. And we had Grand Negus and you in there to help figure out stuff for the puzzles.
I was doing alt tabbing.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah. I've never used key clone. I'm a pure.
Well, I have to have multiple monitors and multiple instances of the game, so I see myself. But there's a problem in the game now. When I resize the screen, it disables my action bar. Like it makes the action bar bigger or smaller, and the buttons don't work anymore. So I can't click on the buttons. I have to push the buttons with my keys. So when I go to LFR, if I resize the screen to like look at something in the background or whatever, all of a sudden everything doesn't work anymore. So I have to hit reload. But while you hit reload, your RAID frame goes disconnect. So if you do it too many times, it can kick you. I got kicked once. It's an hour queue to get into LFR.
Right, yeah.
I did it 7 times yesterday, so 7 hours in the queue while doing pet battles and other stuff. And I lost a queue, so I got kicked. So I'm like, oh, God. So I'm trying to gear these 4 characters so that when the next expansion comes around, I have my rescue party to go do whatever and to summon people. Summoning people is great because you don't have to wait. They get the summoning portal thing and they show up on their mount and they're all happy because they don't have to figure out how to get there.
Or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. There's no travel time. It's instantaneous, just about. Just the time to load the screen for a few seconds. I got my bill for my second subscription that popped up again. So it's been a month since I reactivated my second account, and it's been nothing but fun. It's worth that $20 or whatever, $28.
Good.
So, yeah, I really enjoy it. I have more fun having more max level characters. I have my warlock has reached max level, so I'm able to travel to different places and do the summonings.
Congratulations.
Thank you. My priest is at level 59, so my priest is on my main account. It can heal, and it's also Kyrian reputation. So I'm hoping that I will get him to max level maybe next weekend. Depends. I'm going to run out of vacation in 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, I go back to work. So after that, I'm just a casual player. Right now, I'm a hardcore LFR superstar, and I really enjoy it. But once I have my offhand weapons and whatnot, my off-spec weapons, then I don't know how much time I'm going to have to play. I do pet battles and whatnot to get the pets, but I'm not 100% sure once I'm back to work how much time I'm going to have during the day.
Right.
Usually what I would do is once Mrs. Constrax goes to sleep, I have 2 or 3 hours I could play without interruption. But if she's awake, depending on what time of day it is, the doorbell's going to ring. So, or she's going to pull aggro by asking me to do something, and then it's 5 to 15 minutes that I'm not able to be at the computer. So I might die if I'm not stealth mode or whatnot. I was in stealth mode the other day, and a detector creature walked by and started attacking me. And I got back just in time. I'm like, whoops. You better be in the air or something to avoid getting dismounted or killed. I don't have 3 million gold anymore on my main account. I'm down to 2.8 because I keep buying expensive stuff and giving it away. And my friend is playing, so it's good that he's gonna split Indigo sale with me and to like get some gold back in my coffers. I don't mind helping him out because I wouldn't be playing the rogue if he wasn't helping me out. I have a good time in LFR because the DK has a battle res, the druid has a battle res, and the rogue has some utility. Like I can do Cloak of Shadows to skip a boss or whatever. And usually what I do is right before we pull the final boss, I do Cloak of Shadows so all the melee can sneak up to the boss before the mages pop Time Warp, because the mages like to have top the meter. So they pop the time warp when everyone's far away, and they start doing your full rotation on the boss before the tanks can even get a hit in. And speaking of rotation, this morning, right before logging off, I got into LFR with somebody who started complaining. They started laying into this one guy who's pulling ahead of the tank, and he's pulling stuff to the tank. And they just kept on laying into them. And it's like, kick him. Oh, he's so bad. He shouldn't be. Just like, I guess it was like an adult woman talking to a teenager who wanted to go fast type of situation, because she was typing with capital, all proper English and exclamation marks and quotations and stuff. And the guy was just responding real quick while he's still pulling ahead. Anyway, we're at the last boss, and she's trying to get him kicked. And all of us in the LFR are like, just leave him alone. Let's finish the fight. You'll never see him again.
Right.
And this woman just wouldn't let it go. It's like, and I played 7 LFR, and that was the only LFR that had a lot of chat in it. Is this one woman attacking? I'm saying a woman. It might be a guy, but it just sounded like parenting 101 just going off the rails. And I just wanted to finish my run without incidents. And we finished the last boss with all 25 players standing. Nobody died.
So what was the problem?
First run.
Yeah.
She didn't want him or the kid pulling the mobs to the boss, to the
tank. Right.
And I said, the tanks pull. It's not the rogues, and it's not the hunters, because the rogue has tricks of the trade to pull threat to the tank, and the hunters have misdirection. So it's not. It doesn't have to be those people who pull, because that usually gets those players kicked off. Back in the day, and during I want to say Siege of Gorgrimmar, you always had the one mage who ran up front, sent an ice bolt to the boss. The boss would pull, and then the mage would ice block, and then the boss would run to the tank. And that was how mages used to pull, but they removed that. Now, when you pull the boss and ice block, the boss resets. The mage gets kicked, and then everybody's happy after that. So that's why the people at Blizzard are working very hard to get everyone to play nice in the sandbox, and to progress together and to have a good time. And like, I really enjoy the cinematics. The cinematics are engaging. They make you feel like you're part of the world, like your characters are contributing. I've been doing Zereth Mortis on alts now, because what I do is once I get a character to max level, I go to Zereth Mortis. I made a whole bunch of 226 slot except the weapon to that character, so it cost me about 8,000 anima. So it's a little bit expensive, but it gets you to item level 226. And then when the character gets to Zereth Mortis, you get to pick a class-specific weapon,
right,
for free. So your first quest when you land there is like, hit this thing on the head 13 times, and then you get a freebie. Yeah, you get a free upgrade. So I was like, great. Now I just need a high-level piece of gear to go into LFR. So my Warlock gets his 236 gear. Then I travel to Stormwind to buy a 262 crafted pair of bracers. It doesn't count. It doesn't count because the 262 high-level bracers are a fake upgrade from the profession system, and they're still considered high level 168 or 226. they don't count to upgrade your eye level. So I spent 15,000 gold for nothing.
Oh.
Yes, I have better stats. I have more versatility. I have more of this. I have more of that. And again, versatility, a word I hate. You stack so much of that crap for it to be meaningful. It's meaningful if you have healing spec, but everything else is just so frustrating. So I can't run LFR on the Warlock. And, maybe that's a blessing because that would mean I would run the LFR 20 times a week. That's a bit much. Yeah. Eye level 226 is fine for that character, You can just summon people. And, that's fine. I don't need all the raid gear on her.
All the bells and whistles.
Yeah. I could just mail gear to her from my alts once I get to the Cosmic Flux all worked out with the 4 characters I'm gearing. I'm probably going to have a lot less time to play once I'm back at work, so I may not be able to do LFR. Like an hour queue when you only have 2 hours to play, it means one wipe and you're done. You have to leave.
Right, yeah.
So we had as many as 3 wipes on one boss, but you shouldn't be wiping on an LFR difficulty because all the mechanics are fairly simple. If you know what you're doing, then you don't die. You just stay away out of the poo on the floor and the fire on the walls and the rain in the sky, and then everything goes fine. And when somebody says hit the ads, you stop hitting the boss. The boss is going to take 8 to 10 minutes to die anyway. It's unlikely you're going to one-shot the boss because you pull your full rotation into him. But the ads are a different story. You don't have as much health. They die quicker. And they usually have some nasty buff or spell cast that you can interrupt. So if you're interrupting anything in LFR, it's good. Everybody has at least one interrupt, basically, they can do, or a stun. So if I'm not able to battle res somebody, I'm interrupting whoever's casting whatever ad, wherever the tanks tell me to go. I ask people to mark the tanks because sometimes it's a little bit confusion with direction to run, and the tanks are always standing in the best position to turn the boss or to stand out of the poo. So we had one LFR where every minute a tank died, and then we ran out of battle reses.
Oh no!
I'm like, okay, well, you only have like five or 6 battle reses, and then it's done. It's a wipe after that. Basically, you can only res the tank so many times. And if the fight's going really, really well and everybody's up, I usually raise one of the dead DPS so they don't have to have a res at the end. They can just collect their loot and leave or whatever, or move on to the next boss. And they're usually really happy to get back in the fight.
Right.
And at that point, they know what they did wrong, why they're dead. Because they didn't listen to DBM, or they pulled threat, or they soaked the wrong stuff. I see a lot of people on the auction house mount. I wish I could get that. I don't know. I don't understand why they removed it from the vendor. The 5 million gold mount with the auction house. I really want it, but I don't know how to get it because now I guess the only place to get it is the auction house, the black market auction house.
Right.
I haven't bought anything there for a long time. There's a little hill in Orgrimmar, right besides the auction house, close to Grommash Hold. There's a mailbox there, and that's usually where I park my spider. I'll just sit there and leave my spider up all day while I play on the other 2 screens. And sometimes my GM will walk by and he'll do like the rainbow thing on me. I'll like do a little dance around. I'll wave back at him. The Blood Fang window is a really cool mount. It's actually one of my favorite mounts in the game. Just because it looks awesome. It has a little special. If you hit the space bar, it raises its front 4 legs in the air.
Oh,
like it's doing an attack. So it's really cool. I'm hoping that I get a flawless run in Torghast, because if you get a flawless run on 12 in Torghast, you get a hand mount. So you get to ride the crawling claw pet.
Oh.
From archaeology, you get to ride one of those at the battle. So I don't have that mount. I wish I did, but so far I got like 98% or 97% perfect. So I missed a mob somewhere, or I didn't open a chest or something on one of my runs, or I didn't do it fast enough. You have to be quick to get the reward at the end if you do it correctly. If you do the Torghast on level 8, you get 340 soul cinders, which is really good. It's geared for eye level 190. That's what my GM told me. So I'm eye level 250 on most of my characters, those 4 characters I'm gearing. So I'm over gearing it. So as long as I do it with somebody else, we can mash up anything. The only thing is, when we get the last boss, I say no matter what he's casting, we have to alternate interrupts, because he casts too fast in the end. Like, he'll get all the cast off and he'll become immune to whatever damage. So we have to interrupt absolutely everything that the guy's casting in the last boss. Otherwise, it's a wipe. Mm. So, Torghast is not like regular LFR. You have a limited number of deaths. If you die 5 times, there's a boss coming to kill you. And he doesn't take damage. He's like one or two shot everything. And you can't finish the run. So you have to do like your best to avoid dying too much to AoE or fire or rats or mobs. When you do it on layer 8, you get I think 4,000 soul ash or something, or 2,200 soul ash, which is a good quantity. It gets you your legendary quicker. You also get buffs for the enemies. If there's 5 enemies standing together, they do 10% more damage. If there's more than 5, they need more than 10% damage extra. So you don't want to go into a big group of 10, because then my rogue gets you 1 or 2 shot. I did teleport up somewhere where there was 5 enemies. I went down like a sack of bricks. It was quickly over.
Oh no!
So I came back later with my friend to that area, and he was able to bring 1 down. So there's only 4 enemies, and they don't get that debuff. So you get the box of many things in Torghast. So if you attune yourself to Torghast, you run it a couple of times, you start picking up these points that are like in the Death of Chromie scenario. You get more and more points, so you can get points to do the automatic looting. You get points to have a blessing to counter the curses, sort of, that you get in layer 8. And the more you run it, the more points you get. The higher tier level you get to counter the hardness of the Torghast. So just run it on layer 5 or 6 with a friend a couple of times. And then when you're confident you have enough gear to run it on level 8, just keep running it on level 8. There's no limit. You can run it over and over and over. If you free the characters that are in the blue chains, sometimes you get a companion for your mission table. So my rogue has like 20 companions now. So I'm real happy. I get to level other stuff. It's like the mission table in Garrison. Basically, you level them to max, and then you have them to send them on mission to get more pet charms or whatnot. I slowed down pet charms because for a couple of days there wasn't any really good rewards. And then the day of all the good rewards came, and my friend was on. So I was like, I'm not doing pet battles if my friend's on. So I slowed down. I've accumulated maybe 6,000 pet charms since I started doing it for the 10,000 pet charm pet, which I bought off the auction house for $250K or $225K instead of spending all those weeks for 1 pet. So I just got it off the auction house, and that's that. I did go into skirmish last night, so that's a 2v2 with my GM. He had gear, I did not. My character died in 1 second every time. I just don't have PvP gear, so I can't survive the damage that's incoming. I get 1 or 2 shot, and I need to do battlegrounds with like non-skilled people, so I can win a battleground or 2. There's a weekly quest, so if you win more 4 battlegrounds, you get conquest reward. I need to do some of those, but I just don't know when I'm going to have time. Life is busy. Real life is hard. That's about been my week.
Oh, excellent.
This week, and I really, really enjoy playing this game. Like I said, I bought Dragonflight, and I'm debating spending a token or spending real money to buy the game on my second and third account, so I can just go in there with 3 characters as soon as it comes out. I am also doing the treasures in Maldraxxus, Ardenweald, and Bastion, because you get pets. So I mouse over the map for the handy notes. And once I've discovered a pet, it removes the thing from the map because I've already learned it. So it's perfect. It's like a little puzzle game. And when I don't know where to look, it says you need a ripe fruit or whatever for Bastion, or you need a special flower for Ardenweald. I go to Wowhead. Wowhead tells me where the coordinates are to find a thing. It says there's a 10-minute timer on it, or there's a 2-minute timer on it. So you have to follow a certain path to get back quick enough to loot the thing. And then if it doesn't work on the first try, I have 22 alts that can do it. So usually by the second or third try, I get the pet, and then I've got the pet the rared. And I've still got to collect 281 pets. I know I'm not going to have Merkalot because I was a BlizzCon pet, and I never got my hands on it because back then I didn't want to pay all that money for the virtual ticket.
Right, it was a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah. But I learned my lesson now. I want those pets. And that's it for my week. Thanks.
Awesome.
Oh, excellent. Oh, how you doing? I get excited. I get giddy and love making many alts. My dog is trying to poop for the Horde and for the Alliance. It was funny on my head.
And what's the week in gaming and VR got for you this week?
So I have had a really, really good week. I've been doing a lot of different things. You know, one of my goals a couple of weeks ago was to play other video games, and I didn't really do that because Pop 1 was taking up a lot of my time. But
yeah. Your drug of choice.
My drug of choice. Yeah, I'm gonna try something. So I've been playing a lot of Pop 1. And I put this picture in the show notes. This shows one of the games I played in where I got 7 kills and 1451 damage. That is my all-time record. And it was a lot of fun doing that. But I wanted to start off with saying the thing I've been doing, and I talked about this last week, is playing Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
And I want to give a shout out to Grand Negus because he's been sending me some. Because you can send gifts, and
right.
So that's been fun.
Depending on where you are, the different stops you get or whatnot.
Right, and it's interesting because each gift that you send is a representation of a Pokestop, and I don't think people understand and how educational Pokemon is, because each Pokestop tells a different story. There's one around the corner from me that's the Jeffrey Osborne Pokestop, and it turns out that he was born down the street from where I live. There's a Cesar Chavez Pokestop, where his statue is in Providence. There's just so many interesting things. So when they send me stuff, it's been really interesting. I want to give a shout out to Brewdog because he's been sending me stuff. And it also is interesting because it kind of, when people travel, you travel with them. One of my friends that sends me a lot of things is currently in San Francisco. So she's sending me stuff from San Francisco. And Duvasay sends me some. Oh, someone else does sometimes. And it's just really neat. So that's my Pokemon adventure. I just wanted to show off this particular shot that this is when I killed somebody. It shows up. Oops, pointing the wrong way. It shows up. There's this weatherman who was just starting, and they were making fun of him because he didn't know where to point. But it's not easy to do. But this is one of my hits. And I also did a challenge, which was to take out a player in the tower, so it was like really nice to be able to do that. And let me see. I just wanted to show one more picture. I'm trying to use fancy technology here. And this one is shoot, where is it? Mm-hmm. So one of the things that happens in VR is that it's not just about playing games, shooting things or whatever. There's also these experiences. And this particular game is called Wingsuit. And I don't know if you can see, I got my arms. I'm actually flying in a wingsuit down a mountainside. So it's really interesting and fun. Anyways, what else have I been doing? I went into Alt VR. So, I'm trying new stuff. Alt VR is actually like a meeting place where people can go and you have an avatar. So I'm going to show you my avatar for so blocking it. Let me go this way. So this is me in VR, in Alt VR, and there's also
the resemblance is striking.
And there's also a picture in the show notes with it, and it was really fun because it's like you show up in these places. This was particularly a club, and it got interesting. People are weird on the internet, and for some reason they end up asking you your name. And once I say, your age, and once I say I'm 60, they are like, "What are you doing here?" Oh, and they start calling me grandma, which I find offensive. But hey, it's the internet. What do you expect? I am 384,000 out of 500,000 for my next level in population 1. It just means I get another skin. And what else have I been doing? I've been doing a couple. I did some boxing. I'm trying to get some exercise in, but it's very realistic. I was really, really impressed with Supernatural. I have a guide in front of me, and he's showing me how to throw punches, and then we work out. And it's very strenuous, and I know I need to do more of it. But all I really want to do is play Population 1. And I've been playing some World of Warcraft. Me is almost up to 52 and doing quests. He's trying to figure out the breadcrumb quest so he can do some more LFR or LFG, yeah. And that's about it. I'm having fun in VR. I want to try. There's a couple of other games I want to try, and I should put a screenshot in the show notes because I have so many games to play. I think the next one I'm gonna take on, there's one called Asgard Wrath, but the problem is I'm really not into games that are solo, which is ironic. I think that between World of Warcraft, Rec Room, and Population 1, I've gotten addicted to playing with other people. And I think that Population 1 does a really good job of bringing us together, letting us talk. Do you use voice chat at all in World of Warcraft? Do you ever use voice chat? You're on mute.
Sorry. I tried it this week. It's not that great.
Right.
It's not that great because if you drop group or join a raid, it cancels out your voice chat. So it's it gets a little bit of used to. If you're going to be in a group of 2 or 4 people for like an hour, it's practical because you can talk while you're doing quests or whatnot. But if you're going to do like LFR, dungeon group,
jumping around,
battlegrounds, jumping back and forth, you might as well be on Discord.
Right. Or
because
does
Discord,
anybody
you have the sound quality.
Does anybody use Vent anymore? No, I guess not.
I still have it installed. I haven't used it for years.
Yeah. I remember where that was the thing.
Yeah.
And so hopefully it is interesting what they're trying to do with the metaverse and Horizon. Yeah. It was, you can go in there, you can build little things. It kind of almost reminds me a little bit of Second Life, which was fun. I'm going to look into more of that. And I guess that's been my week. A lot of Pop 1, a little bit of World of Warcraft, a little bit of other stuff. And I'm really enjoying it. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you. This is the thing I'm really so proud of, and I've been enjoying. And hopefully, give me a second. We're doing it live, folks. We're doing it live.
If you have it on a different screen, you just share the screen, and it'll put our pictures up on the corner, and then it'll put your thing in the center.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Oh, maybe I didn't.
Yeah, there's a share screen on Zoom. It's feature is really good.
Well, yeah. I didn't know if the share the screen would if you would have to do an extra step. I thought I said that.
No, I usually at the start of the show I enable it for everybody. Because Grand Nagus,
No. I don't mean as far as us being able to share it, but I mean as far as what you have to do to let other people see it. To bring it into the show. Maybe I'm not making sense. Okay, but what happened to that picture? Give me a second. Oh, there it is. It's not something really big, but these are my plants, and I'm very, very proud of it. The one on the left, over here, these are avocados. I don't really like avocado that much, but whenever I have an avocado, I have to try to make a plant from it. And then over here, this is my Rose of Sharon, and this is a catappa tree right up there. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm kind of proud of my plants. It's the other thing I've been doing this week. All right. Well, that's been my week.
Awesome.
Hello everybody, Kyle here. Mash that thing, yep, that's dead, yay, whoop, and then just keep going. Not a boring cake in the walk anymore. Awesome, amazing. Talk to you again next week. Take care. Bye.
And Kaya writes, "Hello, everyone. I finally committed some time towards progressing the story in Final Fantasy XIV, and have completed up through the level 77 main story quest in Shadowbringers, and have my White Mage at 78. Wow. And my Scholar and Dancer at 76. It looks like a lot of elements are coming to a head, so next weekend might be a non-stop playfest as I devour the story. It's just so good." This week's Blast from the Past are from episode 452. Enjoy. Kyle. Thank you, Kyle. I am so glad that you are enjoying Final Fantasy 14. And
I love these tidbits because with some of them I was there in the chat room listening. So
right.
It's like reliving the past.
Yeah. All right, let's listen to Kyle's Blast from the Past. Today is Saturday, December 19th, 2015, and this is episode 452 entitled May the Winter Veil be with you. I'm Akuni, your host. With me are my four awesome co-hosts. Hello, Lita. How are you?
Good morning. I'm awake. I'm here.
Have you been to Winter's Veil?
Happy Winter's Veil. Actually, I'm just doing the You're a Mean one right now.
So you've been to Winter's Veil. Have you seen Star Wars?
No, I have not. Don't think I'd be able to sit through that at the moment.
Oh,
but I want to see it. Yeah, most definitely.
Excellent. Rogue Slayer, have you been to Winter's Veil?
I have not, but I'm working on my 98 tune right now, and if I get her to 100 during the show, that's the first place she's going. Awesome. And I have not seen Star Wars yet, but we did secure tickets for New Year's Eve.
Excellent.
Nice.
Wow.
We were going to secure tickets for Christmas Eve, because we both have the day off. Unfortunately, kids are out of school.
They're very hard to
so
get.
We could get tickets. We'd have to sit in the middle of the front row on the far right.
Oh
no.
Yeah.
Vrishna, have you been to Winter's Veil?
I have not.
Have you seen Star Wars?
I have not.
Oh. Tidra, have you been to Winter's Veil?
Yes, just once so far.
Have you seen Star Wars?
No, I haven't.
More importantly, has Caesar been to see Star Wars?
No, he hasn't.
I can hear him with that toy.
He's got a toy.
Yeah, he's got a toy.
I thought maybe he had his little lightsaber toy.
I bought him a toy for Christmas, and actually I bought him 2 toys for Christmas. He's already had both because I put them up on the counter, and I don't know how he knew what was in the bag.
When did you get a cat?
Cat? I don't have a cat.
No, that's Caesar.
That was Caesar? Oh, that was
Caesar with his
Caesar.
squeaky toy.
No, you saw what I...
Nope, I'm doing my auction house.
Anyways. Okay.
So you see what I see.
So you scared me there.
What you see.
So since we're not starting the show with what we want to start the show with, let's...
Start the show with what we aren't want to start the show with.
Well, what we must do.
I was going to say, let's start the show with what we've been ending the show with.
Aha. We're going to mix it up.
That's it.
Which is some very exciting information.
Wait a minute. I think that's called topsy-turvy. Just came to me. Up inside my head.
It's the little things. Carry on.
I'm lost.
Thank you. I thought, I had these little speeches in my head, and they're obviously not working right today.
It's all turned to mush.
That's what it's because. So maybe I should stop.
I've been telling you to stop. But you're enjoying yourself.
No, I should stop the show now because you think I'm under the influence of the tequila from last night.
No.
Meanwhile,
I think you're under the influence of the tequila
keep
from
going.
this morning.
This is awesome. Have more.
What? I can't hear.
Everything is fine.
Okay. I feel like.
Here's the microphone right here.
Huh?
Here's the microphone right here. We're good.
Where's the Blade Master's banner?
And then this week, so I got a moose. I got a moose.
Really?
I got a moose. Exactly. So I have to say, Spanky Hunter, who's been a friend of mine for quite some time through Twitter, said, I will take you along and, when we do one of the runs. And I was like, you sure? I was like, yep, come along. So he and his guild took me along during the week, and I got my Grove Warden moose mount. So that was amazing. So there's the screenshot. So that's mount 271, which is
nice.
And it is so cute. It is really, really cute. The screenshot doesn't do it justice.
Controversy about the moose. You were supposed to get it a while back as a pet.
Everyone was really cranky because they put it behind, basically, I think like not necessarily an achievement, but you had to do raiding, and because you've got to do it via doing a Archimond kill in Hellfire Citadel. So you've got to go in, you've got to clear Hellfire, get up to the last boss, and then I think you've got to do it on heroic or mythic, something like that. So, it's not just a matter of going into a raid to do it. There's a fair bit of work. So Spanky's guild's been is fairly big on raiding, and they are all geared. Like, these guys are geared. I've never, not just a couple of them, the whole damn raiding team. It was amazing to watch them. So it was, and they just, they just downed him like nothing. It was quite, it was a long fight because I can't remember. He had 453 million something ridiculous hit points, and so it was I don't know if it was about a 6-7 minute fight. It was quite some time, but so huge thank you and a big shout out to him and his guild for doing that. It was something I never thought I would get. I honestly had resounded the fact that because what they'd put the mount behind, I thought, oh, well, I'm never going to get that. And that's cool. So it was very kind of them to invite me along, which was really sweet. Once you do the daily quests, the vendor will give you these little merry supplies. So little, sort of coins, things that you can buy, like the spooky supplies that we had during Hallow's End. So
their little truck with them into the garrison. That's kind of yeah.
I know, it's so cute. And the tree. Did you guys see the tree? I turned around and I was like, my pumpkins all disappeared. So I was like, oh my God, my pumpkins. I can't have a merry pumpkin Christmas. This is not fair. And then I panned my camera around and I was like, Christmas tree! And that was it. I was like, okay.
I'm over the pumpkin thing. What pumpkin thing?
Yeah, exactly. Plus, it was snowing, so I was like, I get my own snow in my garrison in Azeroth because I'll never have snow in Brisbane, Queensland. I know. You know what I'd really, really like? I'm obsessed when people mention snow angels because I've never, ever done one.
Really?
I really like. I would just love to be able to do that one day. And I would like in game if you could just kind of flop your character down on the snow and just do a snow angel emote and be able
Blizzard,
to
you
make
should
a
listen because that's cute.
I know. That would be so awesome. So, Blizzard, if you're ever listening, please, 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 can we have that? I would just be in heaven. One more thing. I know I've done lots of talking, but there's one more thing that happened this week. And it's something
I know what it is.
That's a little bit special. So, Jacure 243 Lita 1.
Yeah,
I got it.
Whoa.
I got the achievement.
That's so awesome. I'm surprised your squealing of joy didn't like wake us all up.
I know.
Yeah.
I was just, I couldn't believe it because I'd logged in, I think it was when Winter's Veil had started, and I thought, well, she's over on Timeless Isle. I need to, I'll just log in and basically my attitude has all been, I log in and I know I'm not going to get it because I've looked at the RNG and I was thinking, okay, it's going to be at least 300 kills, looking at comments and that. And I was thinking, okay, well, I'm only at 240 something. So I've still got at least 60 kills to go. I shouldn't be getting upset about this. So I resounded myself to that last week. I was kind of like, yep, let's go with it. So when I killed him, I was like, sweet, zone in, Jacure's up. I'm like, yay, all right. Get another kill, off I go. And then all of a sudden I see the achievement pops up. And I sat there and I'm like, what? No, it's only killed 243. What? No. I got it. And then it kind of registered. And that was it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was shaking. I just stood there for about 5 minutes just looking after that. It was kind of like, I don't believe I finally got it after all these years.
You're like, really? Really?
Yeah. So there's the screenshot. That's my warning sign.
I was looking at a screenshot of you.
Yeah, that would have been very.
Oh, I guess that's called a picture, right?
Yeah,
a screenshot.
A screenshot of you. So the only thing it gives me a whole 10 achievement points. So there it is. There's my achievements. Going to need a bigger bag. 10 achievement points. But yes, very, very excited about that.
I've been playing Darcy a lot, and here she is as an orc, which is really funny because she also already has multiple personality problems because she's a worgen, she's a human, she's a stag, yep, a bird, a cat, a bear, and now she's an orc. She really needs a therapist. And then the next, she does. I just don't know.
Nice.
They just won't let me be me.
I've had a really, really good week. My challenge tune has not suffered a single death. And I think that's just fantastic. And the fact, even though that I used this joke last week, that I haven't played that tune at all should have nothing to do with the satisfaction of not having a challenge tune die at all. Nice. Somebody has to agree with me, right?
Oh, yeah.
The first screenshot I have is a screenshot of my tune Darth Bunny in Shadowfang Keep, which I went through. I had that same problem you were talking about, Lita, where the quests are green but the mobs were gray. By the time I got to Shadowfang Keep, the reason why I went there was because there's a hunter's quest where you have to get something for a specific hunter quest. So I wanted to complete it. But if it hadn't been for that item or those 3 items I needed to get, I probably wouldn't have even gone there. But it was cool to see, the dungeon complete screen. That was kind of fun. And the next shot I have is Yetimus. If you remember, Yetimus was the cause of probably a third of my IV tunes going down. So I decided with my twink to just go kick his ass like 3 times just to get it out of my system. I went and I took a screenshot.
Nice to do.
What's that? What's that?
We were
Lena?
agreeing that it's nice to do that.
Yeah. It was cathartic. It was just, I had some pent up aggression against Yetimish Schmetimish. So I took one of the screenshots of one of the times that I killed his butt. So then there's a tune in our guild called Dark Helmet. From Spaceballs, if anybody's a Spaceballs fan. Mm-hmm. And what was hysterical was I started to chat with him, and I took a couple of screenshots of the chat, because obviously when I saw his name, the first thing I said was, my Schwartz is bigger than yours. And immediately after I said that, he got the achievement, my item level is way higher than yours. It was like a ridiculous coincidence. Right. And I'm whispering him and he's not hearing me. At one point I said, check your recent chat. This is way too... Whoa, what happened? What'd you do?
What'd you do?
I just dinged 100.
Yay!
That's awesome. On Everrose the Cranky.
What's 100?
Carry on. Thank you.
So I texted him, in chat, I said, Quinky Dink? and he wasn't listening to me, so I whispered him, and we finally got to talking, and it was just very funny, because it all happened in a ridiculously appropriate order. And again, Lita, you were talking about this. I do love questing in Tenaris. It's a lot of fun. And I had to tame this particular guy. He's a quest mob called Gargantopid, like Scorpid and Gargantuous, I guess, gigantic, Gargantuous, I don't know. Anyway, he's not a rare, but he looks too cool. He's kind of pinkish, and I had to tame him. So cool. He's one of my fighting pets now. Well, not battling fighting pets, but hunter pets, yeah. And don't you love the chests with XP? Mm-hmm. The pirate quests in Tenaris, questing around there, killing mobs. There that gave me like 3,500 XP. So I just nice. I love quests or chests rather. That you're just getting loot and you take home a bunch of XP as well. That's a lot of fun. So in that same area with the pirates, I found another rare. His name was Aquamentus the Unchained. So I got rid of him, to get some more XP because that's the kind of hunter I am. Mm-hmm. And looks like somebody gets a song, even if it's not till next week, because during this questing, I got the achievement, Time Flies When You're Having Fun.
And
as comical as it is, I said to Aprillian, so that's why you sing that song. I didn't know it was the name of the achievement. That's pretty funny.
Oh my God, Kyle, thank you. That was so funny. The chaos in the conversations, and Lita dinging 100, and Rogue Slayer, and of course Vrishna, and he goes, "That's why you sing that song." How funny is that? But Darth Bunny, I put a link in the show notes to the show notes from episode 452, and you can see all the screenshots of Darth Bunny taming different animals and then getting time flies when you're having fun. That was excellent. Thank you.
I found the chest in Maldraxxus that gives you the Necronomicon.
Oh.
They put it in the game, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, how
so
cool.
it's a tome. It's a toy. I don't know what it does, but I like once I get it, I'll take a screenshot and put it in the show notes.
Yeah. All right. So, do we have any? I didn't even look. I should have looked. I'm looking at the wrong. I'm still looking at 452. Okay, so how's people leveling in Clan of Darkness and Control Alt WoW on Wormrest Accord, Winterhoof, and Earthen Ring doing this week?
It looks like on Earthen Ring we have Metanoria, who hit level 45. Congratulations!
All right,
that guy's a serial leveler.
Yeah.
He levels stuff to 60 and deletes it and start over
again. Yeah,
That's
want to do
incredible.
a shout out to Curly. Curly's been doing some crazy stuff and leveling, and maybe we should see if he wants to join us next week. That would be nice. We are looking for a third host. If anybody wants to join us, let us know. You can reach us on Twitter at Control Alt Wow. You can reach us at Gmail at controlaltwow@gmail.com. I'm on Instagram as AprilPVD. And I think that's about. And we're on Twitter. You're on Twitter as Constrax.
At Constrax 1.
Constrax.
Name of my main.
Constrax.
I guess
1.
Constrax was taken, so I had to pick something else.
Who? Imagine that. How did that
Somebody wanted my name.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, chat room, for joining us, and we'll be back next week. This is Aprillian for the Horde, for Population 1, and for virtual reality everywhere.
This is Constrax for those people who like showing off their garrison, like me.
All right. Bye, guys.
Hi, chat room. We'll
Bye,
catch
chat
you on the
room.
next flip. Thanks for joining us today. There's a lot of people. There's like 20 people in the chat room today.
Awesome.
That's a lot. Super crypt. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us.
Take care, chat room.
Hi, Grand Nagus, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.